Live from Midtown Atlanta, this is CBS 46 News at 11.
Well, it is calm right now as we give you a live look from downtown Atlanta, but cloudy skies are an omen for showers.
Yeah, rain is on the way, and your drive to work in the morning is about to get worse. Let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Markina Brown.
Good evening, guys. Yeah, we are definitely watching change happen right now. You can take a look to the north and west to see the rain making its way towards us. As I go ahead and time this out for you hour by hour, it starts right around midnight or so for folks to the north or west, and then as it makes its way from the northwest, moving southeast, you can see it becomes a little bit more disorganized, but still by 4 a.m. the rain will make its way into Atlanta, Gainesville, Canton, and areas to the north and west. By 6 a.m. still falling apart, but still seeing some isolated showers from Ellijay all the way down to Griffin. And then as the system moves out, look what happens. We clear out and end up getting lots of sunshine. So here's what you need to know for tomorrow. Of course, the rain will happen mainly during the first part of the day. We'll be dry by 11, clearing and cooler air behind it. But how much cooler will we be? We'll talk about that coming up and just a little bit. Back to you.
As Markina just mentioned, that rain could mean a crowded morning rush. Make sure you wake up with us, with our CBS 46 morning team for weather and traffic together, and it all starts tomorrow morning at 4:30 a.m.
Explosive hiring practices.
Why we can't hire any black people? What's going on?
A secretly recorded conversation uncovers the motive behind a company trying to fill a quota.
We kind of scare our guests.
And the conversation left one employee hurt.
We're only hiring Mexicans, or we're only hiring Hispanics. You are discriminating.
But after complaining about it, she says she was fired. CBS 46 has been digging into this story for days. That restaurant worker was employed by the Buffalo Wild Wings out at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport.
She says the recording involves a store manager, in fact, blatantly hiring based on race. And she gave that exclusive recording to CBS 46's Bernard Watson.
I just felt like that they started discriminating.
An explosive accusation from a former employee of the Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant inside Concourse D at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Yolanda Jeter King says Phase Next Hospitality, the Texas-based company that runs the restaurant, is using discriminatory hiring practices.
And we've never had any problems of any type of race discrimination until I felt the new management came in.
Yolanda says an employee at the restaurant recorded the following conversation with one of the store managers.
All right, I need some cases as well.
For
Servers.
working here?
Yeah, working here.
Are they black?
Huh?
Are they black?
Yeah, one of them black, one of them white.
I don't know. We have our quota of blacks here. Do you have anybody else? White, Mexican, anything else? I'm all for it.
Why we can't hire any black people? What's going on?
We have our quota. We've met that quota of blacks in Buffalo.
We got a quota?
We kind of scare our guests because they're all white businessmen.
So when you heard that recording, what went through your mind?
I was blown away. I was blown away, and I was shocked. They said they were scaring away the white businessmen. That was funny to me because a lot of us been there 15 plus years, and we know a lot of the businessmen that come in there. Atlanta was rated for as #1 for customer service.
There's just no truth to what is being said.
Roz Mallett is the president and CEO of Phase Next Hospitality. She says her company doesn't discriminate.
We would never say that sort of thing, and it doesn't speak for me or my business.
Mallett says 70% of employees at the restaurant are African American.
From an ongoing hiring perspective, we are continuing to hire people and just recently hired another African American manager. So at all levels, we're hiring the best talent.
Mallett says she was unaware of the allegations until I spoke to her earlier today. And she says there will be a full investigation into the situation. Meanwhile, Jeter King says she is being denied unemployment benefits by the state because FazeNet hasn't accurately reported the time she spent working at the restaurant. I'll have more on that side of the story tomorrow on CBS 46 News. In the studio, Bernard Watson, CBS 46 News.
Atlanta police say they have the man who stabbed someone in the head and left him to die. Investigators say Kenyatta James turned himself in tonight. He's accused of stabbing William Harris to death in June. It happened on Hightower Road at Hollywood Road. Tonight, James is in jail on charges of murder.
New details now in a deadly stabbing that pit a teenager against his own father. Tonight we are getting our first look, and there it is, at the young man who police say attacked his dad. We brought you this as breaking news as it was happening at 4 o'clock this afternoon. This is right in the middle of Countrywood Drive in Gwinnett County. CBS 46's Mike Paluska has been gathering new details all night, and he joins us live now from Houston. Mike?
Scott, this was a very public attack. It happened right here in the middle of the street in front of that father's home and also in front of a school bus full of students coming home.
They were coming down to get off the bus, and everything was going down. All the kids saw what happened that were on the bus.
It was around 2:30 that Gwinnett County Police say 19-year-old David Trent Walker stabbed his father, David Walker, in front of their Gwinnett County home. Moments after the attack, witnesses say Walker was calm as he waited for police to arrive.
Once I got down to the street down there, I saw the guy laying in the road, and I wasn't sure of who it was.
Stacia Dorn is one of a handful of Mill Creek High School students who saw the grisly scene. Dorn goes to school with David Trent Walker's younger brother.
The teenage boy handcuffed, put in the cop car.
Gwinnett County Police collected evidence late into the night and took Walker in for questioning. Many of the students we spoke to told us Walker was very quiet and not very social. Tonight, Dorn's thoughts and prayers are with the victim's family and the suspect's younger brother, who is now left without a father.
It's pretty hard to know that I had to see him laying there, and that I have to know that my friend is having to go through that and his family, and I feel really bad for him.
And there were some neighbors here that witnessed the attack. They ran down into the street and tried to stop the bleeding, but it was too late. Tonight, Walker sits in a Gwinnett County jail. He is charged with murder. We're live in Gwinnett County. Mike Paluska, CBS 46 News.
Brookhaven police need your help tonight. Identifying 2 burglars, police released this surveillance video with hopes that you can recognize the man there with the bug sprayer and then the man in the Letterman jacket and the ball cap on. I want to show you another look. Police say they burglarized Windsor Community's apartments on Brookhaven Avenue last month. If you have any information, call police.
Well, now that campaign 2014 is in the books, many politicians are spending time saying thank you to all of the people who worked tirelessly on their campaigns. The governor extended a special thank you today to the family of one of his campaign staffers. CBS 46's Tracy Hutchins joins us from the state capitol tonight with more on Governor Deal's tearful tribute, Tracy, to one of his campaign workers.
Yeah, it certainly was. Governor Deal easily won Tuesday's election. What wasn't so easy for him was talking about some of the people who helped get him to his office here at the state capitol to serve a second term. All smiles as Governor Nathan Deal walked into his office at the state capitol, ready to serve 4 more years. But the tone quickly changed when he was asked about his emotional comments last night when he thanked the parents of campaign worker Mac Burgess. Burgess was killed in a car accident on Georgia 400 in October.
It's tough emotionally when you're so close to someone. And my staff and I have all been very close to Mac.
Burgess was just 25 years old when he died. He worked closely with the governor as a field staffer for the Republican Party.
He was one of those bright and shining stars, the kind of young person that you knew had a great future ahead of him. And to see a loss of that nature causes you to say, why did that happen?
The day the governor heard about Burgess's death, he took a break from the campaign to pay his respects to the family. He said today his staff has still had a hard time coming to grips with the loss, and they continue to support Burgess's parents.
They have not only lost a child, they have inherited a lot of children. And the ones in this room are part of their greater family. Thank you.
And you can imagine after that, there was not a dry eye in the room. The governor announced today that Mac Burgess's parents will serve as honorary co-chairs of his inaugural committee. The governor, by the way, will begin his new term in January. Tracy Hutchins, live at the state capitol, CBS 46 News.
Tonight, President Obama says after that overwhelming victory for Republicans last night, he will now look for more ways to compromise for the sake of the whole nation.
To everyone who voted, I want you to know that I hear you. To the 2/3 of voters who chose not to participate in the process yesterday, I hear you too. They want me to push hard to close some of these divisions, break through some of the gridlock, and get stuff done.
Now, Mr. Obama was also quick to note that he won't compromise if Republicans are still talking about repealing Obamacare, but he says he's certainly open to improving it.
New developments tonight. A woman seen on surveillance video being abducted. She has been found alive outside of Baltimore, and the man accused of taking her, well, he's been arrested. Police found Carlisha Freeland Gaither and her accused kidnapper, Delvin Barnes, by using Carlisha's ATM card and tracking the location of her car. Right now, she's being treated for minor injuries, but she is said to be okay tonight.
She was very upset. She was crying, and she just was asking for me. Tell me she loved me, she missed me, come get her.
Oh, such good news. Authorities say they do not believe that Barnes knew the young woman. Barnes is wanted on 6 other felony counts in Virginia.
Well, if that massive recall from General Motors wasn't enough to get you to go get your car checked out, the company now says it has the perfect motivator, and it comes in the form of a gift card. Plus, what some are calling the naked payoff, why a controversial strip club will remain open.
I'm very concerned that this is really just a scheme to pad the pockets of the people throwing this.
Is a nonprofit that hosts festivals across Atlanta really helping local artists? CBS 46 investigates what's behind the mask party organizers are wearing.
And in addition to the rain, I am also tracking much colder temperatures. Stick around, I'll let you know when the 30s come back into the forecast. It's coming up.
There are new developments tonight on a controversial strip club in Brookhaven. It gets to stay put, for now at least. The city struck a deal with the Pink Pony, but not everyone thinks this is a good deal. CBS 46's Christopher King is in Brookhaven tonight. So, Christopher, this deal means 6 more years, right?
That's right, Scott. The Pink Pony will get to keep its doors open. Its dancers will wear only high heels and smiles. The mayor and the club say it's a great compromise, but one city council member we spoke with says the agreement is little more than a naked payoff.
I think it's a very bad deal for the city of Brookhaven.
Rebecca Chase Williams doesn't mince words when it comes to the agreement her city struck with the Pink Pony.
Asking a company to pay $225,000 to a city for the right of ignoring our laws is just bad business, probably unethical, and smells of a payoff to me.
Williams is a Brookhaven councilwoman. She wants the strip club to put an end to nude dancing.
I wanted the Pink Pony to comply with our law.
After nearly 2 years of lawsuits, last night the city agreed to let the Pink Pony feature nude dancing, even though city law bans it. But the club has to pay $225,000 a year for police services, and it can operate as a nude club only for 6 more years.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I think it's a good deal for the citizens of Brookhaven and a good deal for the pony.
Aubrey Valines is the Pink Pony's lawyer. Will the pony come into compliance with city ordinance within 6 years?
The pony will comply with the law.
Mayor J. Max Davis says the compromise sets strict limits.
The Pink Pony either has to come in full compliance with our ordinance or they have to close down or leave or find another place to go.
The Pink Pony has agreed to pay the city's legal fees for the lawsuits, and the club has agreed to change its colors from pink to earth tones. Live in Brookhaven, Christopher King, CBS 46 News.
Thank you, Christopher.
Well, is someone stalking Tyler Perry? According to a new lawsuit, the answer is yes, and it's a former employee. Police say that Joshua Soul snuck into Tyler Perry Studios and then barricaded himself in an office. They managed to distract him, police did, and then they got him out. He now faces a criminal trespassing charge, and he can't be within 500 feet of Mr. Perry. All right, so we love our festivals here in Atlanta, and it seems like there's one just about every weekend or so, especially in the fall and spring.
Many of them are thrown by a charity that claims to help the artists, but when that group stirred controversy in one community, we began investigating. Tonight, CBS 46's Jeff Cherico digs into records to find out where that money is going.
It was billed as a sultry underground affair, masks required. But now a CBS 46 investigation peeks behind the mask of party organizers, a charity that claims to help the arts.
It's very confusing as to whether they're a charity or not.
This is all my blacksmithing work here.
Artists selling their wares at the festival on Ponce last month. Also organized by the same nonprofit, the Georgia Foundation for Public Spaces. In fact, the GFFPS throws a dozen events across Atlanta each year, all for a seemingly worthy cause. Patrick Dennis is president.
So the money that the festivals make help to go into the nonprofit group that we have, which gives scholarships and artist assistance.
We found as a nonprofit, the group pays less in city permit and application fees and solicits tax-deductible contributions, which can spur giving. In fact, the various festivals have over 100 sponsors. Yet look at the group's tax returns. They claim less than 50 grand a year in gross revenue.
Given the size of the events that are being put on here and the number of sponsors that are contributing, it's hard to believe that this organization is generating less than $50,000 in sponsorship revenue.
So where is the money going? You should know Dennis and partner Randall Fox also lead a for-profit company with a similar name, the Atlanta Foundation for Public Spaces. It's listed on permit applications as the event organizer, likely the nonprofit's largest vendor.
The IRS would see that and probably audit it immediately.
And a conflict of interest, according to the financial management expert we asked to review the records.
These two companies have the same officers, so how do they determine what revenue belongs in which company and which expenses belong into which company?
We can usually learn a lot about a nonprofit's finances by looking at the reports they submit to the IRS. But since the Georgia Foundation for Public Spaces claims to generate such little money, the government simply requires it to check a box without revealing any information. So I repeatedly asked Dennis and Fox for documents showing who's donating to and benefiting from the nonprofit. They declined. Fox telling me, just run your story.
It's not a good situation when you have an organization that lacks transparency.
In Cabbagetown, neighbors protested the foundation's plans to hold a masquerade ball inside the Krog Tunnel. Suspicious the nonprofit was simply trying to raise money for its for-profit company, artists whitewashed the tunnel's iconic artwork, leaving the message, Krog is not for sale.
Well, how much is actually going back to the nonprofit and how much is just lining the pockets of the people that run both of these entities?
The uncertainty may not dampen the fun for festival goers, but raises unanswered questions for volunteers, sponsors, and artists.
Do they believe that they're working for a charity if the money's going to charity? I'm guessing they do. And they might be surprised to find out that they're giving their time to a for-profit organization.
I contacted the IRS. A spokesman couldn't confirm or deny whether there's an investigation into the nonprofit. He says federal law prevents him from speaking about any particular tax matter. Jeff Cherico, CBS 46 News.
Now, your CBS 46 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Markina Brown.
It is a beautiful night and it is mild thanks to all the clouds that we've been dealing with really for the bulk of the day. Taking a look at some of the temperatures outside, look at this. We've still got low 60s in Atlanta at this hour, upper 50s in Fairburn and also Gainesville. Other current temperatures outside in extreme North Georgia looking at 53 degrees. Folks in Rome are in the upper 50s, and in Covington, your current temperature is 58 degrees. Not a bad day today compared to our normal high and low. The normal high is 67 degrees. The normal low is 48. We did 69 on the high side and 51 on the low side. And in terms of our record high and low, again, it was one of those days where we weren't anywhere near that, but at least it was nice and comfy, right? So tonight, here's our story. We're going to keep the clouds around 58 degrees. So we're going to keep it mild. Temperatures really aren't going to fall much from where they are right now. The rain makes its way in northwest to southeast overnight. Right around midnight or so is when we'll start to see it. And then the winds will start to pick up as well as we head toward maybe the early morning hours as the bulk of the system, the heart of it, comes through. So let's go ahead and time it out for you again here, hour by hour, starting out at about midnight. We start to see the rain make its way into far northwest Georgia. Looking at Dade County, Whitfield County, maybe Floyd County getting in on some of the rain. Then as we head toward 4 a.m., still raining in places like Ellijay, Fannin, and Gilmer counties, Union, Towns counties, Gainesville, and even North Fulton County. Then as you can see, it kind of falls apart here. So by 6 a.m., we'll see some showers out there, but not a whole lot. And as that system moves out, look at what happens. It takes the rain and the clouds with it, and we'll get some sunshine in here by tomorrow afternoon. So the high tomorrow will be 68 degrees. Rain should end by 11 o'clock, and temperatures will start to fall as we head toward late Thursday into Friday behind another cold front that'll make its way through, making a really big difference in temperatures. So 69 degrees will be the high Gainesville tomorrow, 71 Athens, 67 for folks in Griffin. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast, you can see that plunge in temperatures that I'm talking about. In fact, as we get into Friday, we're in the upper 50s. Sunday, low 60s. Lots of sunshine, though, for the weekend. Even overnight lows are going to be much colder. We're looking at upper 30s and lower 40s. That is a look at the 7-day forecast. Stephanie, back to you.
Thank you, Markina. A confession from a baseball great tonight, caught in the middle of a drug scandal. 1 year after denying using performance-enhancing drugs, he decides to get real.
Plus, a man gives a robber a slice of his own medicine when the gunman tried to hold up his pizza shop. And a programming note for you fans of Young and the Restless. Today's show was preempted by the president. It will air in the morning between 1:38 and 2:38 a.m. New developments tonight. The Miami Herald is reporting that New York Yankees baseball player Alex Rodriguez has admitted to using steroids. The Herald reports this was in a meeting between Rodriguez, the DEA, and federal prosecutors. They say A-Rod received immunity for admitting he bought PEDs from Anthony Bosch. Since the allegations surfaced, A-Rod has publicly denied using steroids.
Did you do anything wrong?
No.
Did you do any PEDs?
No.
Did you obstruct just anybody, any witnesses? Did you do anything that they accuse you of doing?
Huh. Rodriguez received a doping suspension by Major League Baseball. It officially ended last week. He is eligible to return to the field next year.
A gruesome discovery now has police looking for a killer. Police in Port Orchard, Washington say a man killed his girlfriend and then posted pictures of her body and the crime scene online. The alleged killer then wrote that he wanted authorities to find him and kill him. He's facing second-degree murder charges once he's found.
Video you have to see. An armed robber who targeted a pizza joint in Washington was in for a bit of a surprise. The manager of Pizza Time fought back. When the crook grabbed the cash, the manager pushed the thief out of the door and got that money back. During the struggle, the gun went off, but no one was hurt.
The manager was very calm in the whole
really
thing,
was.
too. Tomorrow, Texas Governor Rick Perry will be in court to face power of abuse charges. Back in August, you may remember he was indicted on charges that he abused his power and coerced a public servant. Authorities say he threatened to veto state funding if a district attorney didn't resign. A lot of car dealerships offer up a little cash or maybe some prizes if you come in and test drive a car. But General Motors has a gift card for you if you fix your car. We'll explain. We have a consumer alert tonight. General Motors is now offering gift cards to get owners to fix those faulty ignition switches. GM started recalling millions of vehicles 9 months ago, but only half of those 2.6 million defective switches have been fixed. So GM will give owners $25 gift cards to a variety of stores, too, if they can get their cars repaired by December 1st. The faulty ignitions have been tied to at least 29 deaths. Tonight, Audi is recalling 102,000 cars here in the U.S. because of faulty airbags. The recall covers this car. That's the Audi All-Road. It also affects 2013 through 15 models, as well as certain A4 and S4 cars. Audi says in rare cases, the airbags may not inflate in a crash, but so far, no crashes or injuries have been reported.
Tomorrow, Clayton County will take the first step in preparing for MARTA. Voters passed a sales tax last night to expand MARTA to that county, and now MARTA needs more workers. There will be a job fair tomorrow at the First Baptist Church of Jonesboro's Recreation Outreach Center from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. One of the hottest old school rappers just got hip to baby announcements. Vanilla Ice helps a family share their big news.
You're watching CBS 46 News. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Well, there have been so many unique ways for couples to announce they're having a baby. And a couple in Florida did it with a special guest, a blast from the past. Emily and Jason Tech got some help from rapper Vanilla Ice. You see, Dad's holding up a cup of ice. Vanilla Ice is in the middle, and it's ice, ice, and then, of course, they're pointing to the baby.
Got it.
The couple contacted Vanilla Ice's manager on a whim, and the rapper said yes. Boy, you know things are looking grim. Since the couple lives in a nearby community, they met the rapper at a lighting store where Ice was promoting his latest product.
Now, it's that last line, Stephanie, that had me wondering, and I did Google. Vanilla Ice does have a lighting line of products.
You know what? You got to pay the bills. You've got to. Thanks for being with us tonight. Letterman's up next.
Good night.